Hi, everybody. Welcome to our online Zoom. My name's Tanis. A lot of you guys already know me anyway. We just thought this would be a fun little event video that we could do for people that are wanting to know more about It Works, what we do, more about our amazing team, and just a little bit more about what this opportunity is all about. So I got started just over a year and a half ago. I had been watching somebody on Facebook for over a year and just watching and watching and watching them succeed. And you know what? I was okay at my old job. It wasn't that I hated it, but I wanted more in life. So when I finally decide, can we just mute who's ever in the background? Okay, awesome. I finally decide that, I was going to try it out because I really wanted to try the products. I knew others would be interested in the products too. And I was just really wanting more for my family. So, I was sick of all our bills, all our paychecks going towards our bills. And I just wanted more for our family. So I jumped in with It Works. I found out about the amazing compensation plan, the amazing products. And I was just, I couldn't find anything bad about the company. So I jumped all in. I went to conference and it just blew me away. I came back a different person and I was ready to just change tons of lives. So, this company, I could go on and on and on, but first I want to go a little bit over what we do, why it works. And I want to introduce you to some of our rock stars. We have a team of over 400 people. We have about 30 with us right now. And we're just going to share a couple stories. And then at the end, we're just going to wrap it up and talk a little bit more about why it works and why this opportunity. So we're first going to talk to Chelsea Cooper. She's a double diamond leader. And she's going to talk a little bit about how she joined, why she joined, and why change in her life. Thanks, Chelsea.
Hi, thank you for the awesome intro. I appreciate it. So I'm Chelsea Cooper, double diamond leader with It Works Global. I've been in for a year and 2 months coming up, September 30th. So, Tanis and I have been friends for about 10 years, and thankfully enough, she lives in Canada, I live in Florida, but because of this business, we'll actually be able to reconnect here on the It Works cruise, which is one of the awesome things that the company allows, people that are promoting and doing really well and running to the top. They give us these awesome bonuses and trips and just really congratulate us. So, we're going to be able to reconnect, and I watched her for 7 months. It wasn't like this thing where I just jumped right in. I wanted to research. I'm a personal trainer myself. So I was always a skeptic of network marketing in general. A few years prior to joining It Works, I was actually, I went to a few business luncheons with other companies just because I wanted to kind of venture out and just see what it was all about. And I never had that family feel. I never had a positive vibe from these individuals. So it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. And then flash forward a few years, I saw Tanis starting to post on social media and about her adventure, about what the company was doing for her family, and the fact that she didn't have to go back to work after mat leave, which was awesome. Now, I don't have any kiddos just yet, but the fact of the matter is when that time comes, I know that I have something stable where I don't have to leave the house. I can be there for my kids in the future and actually have a really great savings for them. So I did my research. I jumped in after 7 months and I just ran with it. I never looked back, and I'm still going. So that's kind of my backstory. And really it's all about positivity. Our group is amazing. If anybody ever has questions, they can just post to the group and we're all there to help. Nobody's ever alone in this journey. So it's really been an awesome, positive experience for me. And it's really changed me as a person.
Awesome, Chelsea. And you've earned some amazing bonuses too, haven't you?
I have, yeah, $22,000 in good bonuses when I double promoted actually back in the spring from Emerald to Diamond. And then I went double Diamond in June. So all that went to my savings account, and I've been able to pay off a lot of debt, which is pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Chelsea.
You're welcome.
My amazing Victoria is going to tell us a little bit about her story and how she got started. And I've known Victoria for over 10 years, and I'm just going to get her to share why it works for her.
Hi guys, so I'm Victoria Marius. I'm a diamond leader with It Works Global. I've known Tanis for just over 10 years now. She basically told me that she had come up with this opportunity. She had been following a friend, and I hummed and hawed about it for a few months. And, you know, I in a non-ignorant way, I just said, you know, is this one of those pyramids, you know, things? And I didn't mean it in a negative way, just I guess uneducated, not fully understanding anything about network marketing. I had never ever seen myself doing this or thought about it or anything like that. But you know, I think once I realized and I had read up, and I mean, I'm a product junkie. Ingredients, I love researching my ingredients. We have something for everyone. We have something that no one else has. You know, this isn't a company where, you know, people are coming to parties and saying, oh my God, I'm having to support my friend, you know, I have to go to this party, I have to buy something. We have a consumable product where people can take on a monthly basis, and it's changing, like, not only financially, but it's changing people's lives, you know, wellness wise, which is huge. Like we get one body and that's it. So we have to take care of it. So for me, I started because I honestly wanted to just get my products covered. And I thought, you know what, if I can earn an extra $200-300 a month, like I have a bit of a shopping addiction. So if I could just, you know, earn a little bit of extra, like pocket money, I guess you could say. I was working home mom already. I was doing aesthetics from home full time, you know, 6 to 8 clients a day. I knew once I had my daughter, she's 3 now, I knew I did not want to be in the spa anymore. But, you know, I guess it makes me open my eyes now, because it took me 7 years of working in the spa to gain a clientele where I could make a good income from being home full time. And then an opportunity came about just a month ago for us. We ended up moving from Winnipeg to BC for my son's soccer. And it's a huge expense for us. The cost of living here is outrageous. This is my little girl. You know, we were able to put a huge down payment on a condo here. And it's, you know, we've done things that I never would have imagined because of my, you know, income with It Works. And unfortunately, you know, traveling here, moving here, I lost all those clients. So I think, you know, it was always in the back of our mind that our son would take us somewhere with soccer. So, you know, I had to find something else, because I knew that I was not going to go, you know, 3 years being home with my daughter to putting her in daycare. And again, nothing against daycare, no offense. I mean, you know, it's just a personal choice. I had to put my son in daycare. I had no choice. And I knew once I had more kids, I did not want to do that. You know, I would take him to daycare. You know, again, I was in the spa industry, so I'm working, you know. I mean, sometimes I would not drop him off till 12 or 1, but I mean, you know, then he was missing all the morning activities. Like the daycare didn't like that. So I was having to drop him off at daycare in the morning, even though I was technically home. I could have been home with him, and then, you know, pick him up and then, you know, fed and then bed. So I knew that I was not going to do that with my daughter. So I knew I had to find another way. And I think it wasn't until I went Diamond in February that I realized that, you know, I don't have to do aesthetics anymore. And aesthetics for me, I mean, I love it. That's my passion. But that's exactly what it turned into. Can you guys hear me? Oh yeah, my phone just rang. That's exactly what it turned into now. It's a passion now. It's not something that I'm obligated to do. And now that I'm here, I'm not going to go into a spa, you know. So if I wanted to do the odd brow wax here and there, I can do that. But I know that I'm not obligated now to taking so many clients a day and I guess filling a certain quota, you could say, because my income with It Works is supplementing that. I think that you can't overthink this. You need to just jump all in. That's what I did. I mean, I think that I overthink it too long. I just decided, and just one day it just hit me. I said, you know what, I'm going to jump all in, because what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is it didn't work out for you, and you say it didn't work out for you, and that's it. So for me, I can wholeheartedly say that this company has changed my life. It's changed me as a person. It's made me realize that it does not matter what anybody else thinks. You are your priority, and your family is your priority. And with this business, when you start to see, like when I see my team and I see the lives that are being changed on my team, there is nothing in this world that is more rewarding than that. I've paid off so much debt with my income. My student loan from before I took aesthetics, I went to massage therapy school for 2 years, $20,000 worth of debt. And, you know, working in the spa for how many years, I was still paying off that debt. It wasn't till I joined It Works. I joined It Works in February, and by May of that year, I had $5,000 worth of last student loans paid off in full. There was nothing greater than that feeling.
That's awesome.
You know, just a little side note. So we're here in BC. You know, I wasn't sure like what vehicle to get. We ended up deciding to lease an SUV here, and $400 a month my payments is for my vehicle. And, you know, by selling, you know, 3-4 boxes of wraps a month, I've just paid for that vehicle. That entire month's of vehicle, I've just paid for gas and the vehicle. Weekly bonuses, helping my team, you know, get their loyal customers. So something like that, you know, it's huge. Whether you're in it for $200 a month or basically, you know, supplementing your now income at your career, job, whatever you want to call it, you know, you're in charge of your destiny, and you have a huge support system here. Everyone cheering you on. It's really good to see. It's just everyone wants the best for you. You don't feel like there's any competition. You know, it's so great to see a page where everyone's cheering each other on. And I mean, I know firsthand what it's like in the spa when you get a bunch of girls together. Sometimes it can be, you know, super catty, but it's really great to have that positive energy and see, you know, women empowering other women. And I don't think, you know, in this day and age, the world is changing, you guys. Like, you know, the men are not always the one that are bringing in the money now. Like, mamas can do it too.
No way.
You know, you can be a full-time mommy and still earn an incredible income while you're helping others do the same, you know? So jump all in and don't look back.
Awesome, Victoria. How much in bonuses have you earned this year?
I earned $22,000. I went Ruby. I joined in February. I went Ruby in April while I was in the Dominican on the beach, I might add. And then I went Diamond. Well, I basically went Emerald and Diamond in the same month. So I earned the $2,000 Emerald bonus and the $20,000 Diamond bonus. And that's US dollars, you guys. Like,
yeah,
you know, so
that's awesome.
Almost 30,000 Canadian dollars. So it's unbelievable.
Awesome, Victoria. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another thing I love so much about this business, I'm going to introduce a couple girls right now that I've actually never met before, like in person, obviously, but now they're a part of our amazing, you know, super successful team. And so this is Tori. She was friends with Chelsea. So she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, and Mason's sitting on her lap. And yeah, this girl's another rock star. So Tori, sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to unmute myself. All right, so I actually met Chelsea back when we did pageants, and I watched her journey with It Works for about 4 or 5 months before I jumped in. And I was actually one that approached her about trying a product first, and then she explained to me how to order, and I never did, and I ignored her completely. And then approached her about the business opportunity, and then still completely ignored her for a couple more months. One day I messaged her and jumped all in. So I joined in January of this year. from day one when I started, I said I wanted my average income by December to be $1,900, which is the average for a diamond. So I wanted to go diamond by December. I actually ended up going diamond in May, and I'm actually going double diamond this month. And me and my husband will earn over $10,000 this month in bonuses.
Woo!
Excited.
Sorry, I was excited. I had to throw that in there.
So I'm actually a hairdresser in town, and I used to work 5 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week. My husband works out of town, so it was super difficult sometimes. Because as soon as he came home, I was going to work. We never saw each other. We never had weekends together. I worked every weekend. As soon as I went diamond in May, I was able to quit that, and I only work part-time now. I work 2 to 3 days a week. That's mainly because I choose to, because I feel like I need to get out of the house every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we travel also with my husband sometimes. He works like down south in Florida, so he'll be like working on the beach, so we go hang out with him for a little bit, and it's given us that opportunity to be able to do that. We went on like 4 beach vacations this year. We are going up to the house in a truck by December. We have medical bills still, like hospital bills from having Mason. Car will be paid off. I have student loans from cosmetology school. I wanted to listen to people every day tell me that they want to change something about themselves. And joining this business, I now have something to suggest to them to try, something that works, something that's natural. I mean, I listen to people all the time. They tell me they want to lose weight, or they want to grow their hair out, and now I have something to actually help them with. That's really why I joined it. It's been an amazing opportunity. I've made so many friends, and most of them I've never even met before. So
Yeah, that's the crazy part in this business. I mean, and then you reconnect with people that you didn't know forever. I mean, your old friends, you make new friends. I make new friends every single day. I love it. And you help them make money, and you help them change their lives. So it's a win-win.
Like solely through social media. So I work
Yeah.
where I can and want to. And that's amazing because, I mean, you look here and we're all working on, like, there was like 5 babies on here earlier. We're all working with children. So that's what's pretty awesome about this too.
That's awesome, Tori. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to meeting you in like a month and a bit. Yay. Awesome. Thanks so much. All right. Now our next diamond leader is Robin. Where is my girl? There she is. Hi, Robin.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, basically, I wrote some notes down because every time we do one of these, there's like so much that I want to say and I forget. But I've known about network marketing since about 2005 and have been in a few companies and, you know, had moderate success. Nothing like it works at all. Never really promoting to different levels, basically just doing home parties and making some cash that way. So I jumped in a little over a year ago after seeing Tanis, watching her for a few months. And I'd known Tanis since 2009 from a hot yoga class. And
very early in the morning. Sorry.
Yeah, 5:30 a.m. And so I had a big financial need at the time. And my husband and I both had pretty successful businesses. And I was a kitchen and bath designer. He was a home builder. And if anybody knows, I mean, I don't know if Canada was that way, but in like 2008, the housing market just totally collapsed. And basically we were left with, you know, really nothing. You know, our businesses, you know, basically tanked. Nobody was building anything. Nobody was buying anything. And we had a commercial building that we were operating out of, and I was able to get a job doing insurance audits. And so I could work from our commercial building and from home. And that kind of carried us through, but it wasn't enough income. It was nothing compared to what we were making in our businesses. So we were basically, living off a lot of credit at that time. And we were trying to hang on to our commercial building. So we had no income coming in for that, but we had a mortgage on it. We had insurance on it, utilities. So it was everything that we could do to hang on to that in our house. And it was a struggle. I mean, my husband was not working in construction. He was basically doing satellite and cable installation for a few years, and he worked like every day. Like he never had a day off. He'd leave. I mean, he had to drive everywhere. He'd leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, would not get home some nights until 9 or 10 o'clock because he might be, up to 150 miles one way. And it was crazy. I was also I had a few jobs that I was still trying to finish up with as far as kitchens, and I would be working all day doing insurance audits and then working another 8 hours at night doing drawings and estimates. And I'd leave my shop, come home at 11 o'clock at night, get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and do it all over again. And it was a struggle, and it totally sucked. And if anybody knew us on the outside, they wouldn't even know that was going on. I want to cry.
Aww. I love you, Robin.
Robin.
But the worst thing, and I remember this so vividly because I had a 2006 FJ Cruiser, and I love that vehicle. And the payments on it were only $350, but I remember we could not afford it. And my brother-in-law owned the Toyota dealership that we bought it from, so he was happy to buy it back from us. And I remember the day going in there, and one of the sales guys in there, I had done his kitchen, and he came up to me and asked me how I was doing, and I just said, not very good, because I'm turning in my car. And it was and I broke down right then, and he just kind of I felt bad for him because he just kind of lurched away oh my God, this woman is having a nervous breakdown in the dealership.
Aww.
And I just remember, Bailey was with me and my sister, and, they're both going, just don't do it. Just don't do it, Mom. Don't, and I'm like, but we have to. And it was just one of those, moments where you go, I don't want to live like this, and I can't. So, my husband and I, we both had really good jobs, but we had so much debt from, trying to hang on to our house, which, people would also just say, well, just sell the house. And this was a house that we designed ourselves. We built ourselves. We live on property right next to my mom. It's family-owned property. So we didn't want to just walk away from our house.
Mm-hmm.
So when this came up and I knew I could do this from social media, because I didn't, I have done home parties and nothing against that, but I prefer to do, kind of do everything from social media. For me, it's easier because I'm at home on the computer anyway. But I just, it took me a year to promote to Diamond. And, at the time I just, was looking for just a little extra at the end of the month. So if I wanted to get a new car, I could, or, just to pay off the debt, because we're still paying off debt, just from years ago that, just from trying to, when we were trying to, keep our house and our building, we borrowed from our 401k, and we drained our savings. And, when you're looking at, our age and, at the time, late 40s, early 50s, I'm, now thinking, we're going to be working for somebody for another 20 years before we can retire. And I don't want to do that. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. There's so many people out there that, you go to school, you retire after working somewhere for 20, 30 or 40 years, and that's okay. I just know that not what I wanted. So, you know, I want to travel, you know, and you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So, you know, I'm going to be 52 and I may not be around until I'm 72, you know. So, you know, right now my plan is to be able to retire from my full-time job by the end of the year at Double Diamond, and retire Darren by the end of next year. My goal is to be presidential. So I just think that, you know, this industry it's non-traditional, and people just need to be educated and think outside the box, because it's definitely something everyone can do. It definitely everyone won't do. And, you know, I'm kind of like with Victoria, like, you know, like I think people just get hung up on, you know, what everybody thinks. And I'm so over that now, because I don't care. You know, I haven't, like, I live in a small town, and, you know, it's like I think, yeah, people just think I'm the crazy rap girl, and like, I don't even care anymore.
People think that, and then they want to join your team and buy stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just,
I was like that.
I mean, it's just, you know, the products are amazing. And if people give it some time, I mean, I know there's people that, you know, think that you're gonna join and you're gonna, you know, like, I mean, yeah, you can promote to, you know, Diamond in a month. It's been done, but, you know, that's not the norm. And the way my team is, I mean, I've just, you know, chosen, you know, like, to kind of go at a steady pace, and my team is awesome. I mean, they're all rock stars. Everybody works really hard, and, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing where, you know, this is going to lead in the next year.
That's awesome, Robin. Thanks so much for sharing all that with us. That's awesome. Robin's amazing. Our next person we're going to talk to, because I'm looking at her right now, how about we chat with Carissa? Now, Carissa, I met online. And this girl, I mean, everyone holds a special place in my heart, but this girl's amazing. She's going to share a little bit about her story. She's a Ruby leader. She's running for Diamond right now, and I'm really excited to introduce Carissa.
Well, hi, guys. Thanks, Tanis.
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm Carissa. I met Tanis online almost a year ago now. I was researching health and wellness companies, not necessarily, I needed a change in my life. I was really sick. I was with an MLM company that later went bankrupt a few months later. So I guess it was kind of foresight that we had connected online. And yeah, something had to give. I mean, I'm a mom of 5. We have a big blended family. We have all these kids, and we had so much debt, and we were really struggling, you know. He was working 12 plus hours a day. He was up 4:30 in the morning, and he was gone till after dinner, and I was getting kids off to school and trying to put food on the table, and it sucked. We had a mountain of debt, and I was sick to boot. You know, I was really struggling, so I just needed to make a change, you know. And I was watching Tanis, and I've been in quite a few companies before, and they just weren't right for me. It wasn't that, you know, I couldn't have gone somewhere with the company. My team and the products, they just weren't right for me. And I was watching Tanis, and she was really changing her life. And, you know, I was watching her team, and her team was doing really well. So I just said, you know what, I know we don't have the money to do this, because we really didn't. But I gave it a shot, and I jumped in. And I knew that if I applied myself, I could actually make the money back, and even more, you know, if I treated this like a full-time job, like I was doing everything else. I owned a cleaning business. I was running all these other companies, you know. I figured if I put that same amount of time into this and attended the trainings and attended the Zoom calls, you know, I could make that money back and more. You know, I could replace the money I was barely making cleaning toilets and struggling anyway. So I just jumped in, which is the best advice I could ever give to anybody watching this or watching anybody's journey. You know, just jump in, just do it. You know, I did, and it changed everything. I began to attract some amazing people to me, and I began to build a really booming team. And from there, it really began to spiral, this whole change in my life. You know, the products helped me change my health, and I went for surgery, and I almost didn't need it. They were going to give me a full hysterectomy at 30, and then ended up only giving me a partial hysterectomy and saved a good chunk of my insides. And my doctor's pretty sure that came from the green. And
Aww.
my positive lifestyle, like I went from being depressed, which really takes a toll on your body, you know,
Mm-hmm.
miserable, to being happy and positive. And, you know, they saved a chunk of my insides, and I'm no longer on a bunch of medication. And I'm free. I really feel free, and not just financially, but inside. You know, I'm happy. I'm attracting the most amazing people to me, and I'm building an amazing team, and I feel good. And this guy doesn't work stupid hours anymore, you know?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Well, he does work
That's
stupid
awesome.
hours, but he works stupid hours for this, you know? He's here for our family, and we can take the kids together to school, and, you know, like, he works this with me, you know? He wasn't just a spot for me. He jumped in, he gave up insulation and spray foam. He's a guy leader on our team, you know?
I've been on my phone and computer for the last couple of days solid. So.
This really changed our life completely, 100%. And, you know, I'm not the same person I was 6 months ago. Instead of going to the food bank, I donate to the food bank. And, you know, this has been the most incredible
We're starting
experience.
to get back. And,
Yeah, we really
That's
are.
awesome. That's awesome, guys. You guys have a great story. Thank you so much, guys. Now,
you.
Randy can't talk, you guys, because her little one's having a meltdown right now. So that's okay. We all understand that, the ones who have kids, so that's okay. So thanks, Randy. You have a good night, girl. Why don't we chat with Brandy? Where's Brandy? Brandy. There she is. Hi, Brandy. Oh, you're on mute. There she is.
Hi.
Hi. Brandy's a Ruby leader. She's going to tell us a little bit about her story.
Okay, so my name is Brandy, and I joined with Tori after Tori messaging me for like 2 months. I just kept avoiding her. I really thought that it was just like not worth my time. Sorry. And I stopped responding to her messages, and I know I ticked her off by doing that, but I really didn't think that it was for me. And I watched her for like 2 months after that, and I seen where she was just being able to spend more time with her kids, more time with her husband, and that's what I wanted. Me and my husband both are in law enforcement, and I might see my husband 2 days out of the week, and that 2 days is maybe 6 hours total. My kids, I only get to tuck them in bed. I don't get to take them to school. I don't get to get them dressed. I don't get to, like I said earlier, I don't get to go to all their birthday parties or be there for their first lost tooth or anything like that. So my first 2 children, I wasn't there for a lot of their potty training. My mother-in-law potty trained my children. I didn't want that to happen to this one. So that's why I joined, because I want more family time. I want to be able to know that my children know their parents. So I want to be able to be home with them, get out of law enforcement. Not because I don't love it. I do. I love helping people, but this is another way that I can help people too, whether it's their health or they want to better their family's lives as well. And that's why I joined. Plus I know that the extra money could help provide a lot more for my family without my husband having to work so much. He has his own mechanics business, his own car dealership or car lot. It's not very huge, but it's pretty good. And he's in law enforcement, so he's he's never home. And the days that my husband and I do see one another, we wave at each other in the driveway. I'm coming home, he's going to work, and so there's a hey, there's a bye, and there's a kiss, and there's a, we don't see each other for another 16 hours. So that's my thing. I want us to be a family without having to be at separate places all the time, every day.
Aw. And Brandy's doing amazing, and she loves the products, and that's
And
awesome.
I love my results. Oh my gosh, my stretch marks are gone.
Hot mama. Hot mama. That's awesome. Brandy's another girl I haven't met. Another one like Carissa and Tori and a lot of girls. It's crazy how our team just comes together and we all grow with each other, whether we've known each other or not. So thanks so much, Brandy, for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Where's Andrea? Andrea, are you there? She was there, but she has. Oh, she's there. She has bad service. She's up in the boonies somewhere. Hi, Andrea.
In the mountains.
She's up in the mountains.
I'm in the mountains. Yeah.
Hi, Andrea. Andrea's an amazing friend of mine. She's another one I haven't seen for years and years and years. But anyway, I'm gonna let her explain a little bit about her story. She was a customer of mine first, and I'll get her to share a little bit about her story.
Oh my goodness. So thank you, Tanis. Yeah, I actually was introduced to the products even before Tanis had actually started her own team. I just kind of sort of knew a girl who was into the wraps, and I had tried them a few times while I was in the process of losing some weight because I was having fertility issues. And so that's kind of where my whole journey with joining the team began, because back in, 2011, my husband and I found out that I couldn't have kids on my own. So my husband and I both had six-figure income jobs. We had very cushiony bank accounts. And we got slapped with the fact that if we didn't spend a lot of money going through the IVF in vitro fertilization process, that we would never have kids on our own. I didn't let it get me down. I don't think I ever stopped for a moment to even allow myself to cry over it. I just said, what do we need to do and how much is it going to cost? And within a matter of 30 days, my husband and I started pulling money and moving it around. And you're talking about procedures that aren't covered by insurance. Thousands and thousands of dollars later, somewhere in the ballpark of $40,000+. We now have two beautiful children, but no bank accounts. So, and then we always knew that once we had kids, that I wanted to stay home with them. And it was that much more apparent when we went through the process we went through to have them. They just became this whole nother level of precious to us. Once I literally blood, sweat, and tears to have these babies. So I never went back to work, and we went down to one income. And even though he makes a decent income, and I think that sometimes I get brushed off because it's like, oh, Andrea just does this for fun. You don't really know everybody's story or everybody's journey. So it's not a matter of, I want to get back to where we were. And I knew that my choices were either go back to work or go back to work. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put my kids in daycare. I had so much committed myself to the idea of staying home with them that earlier this year, after Tanis had reached out to me several times, asking me if I was, because like she mentioned, I was a customer. The product helped me before I got pregnant and went through all the surgeries. And then the product helped me during my pregnancy and after my pregnancy. So, you know, I was getting back onto a weight loss regimen, and she was like, you really should join my team. You really should join my team. And I just kept kind of blowing her off like so many people do when they first get approached. And I finally, she posted about receiving a really large bonus. And it was late at night, and we had been talking about it during the day, like, what are we going to do? You know, I want to be back to where we were years ago. And she posted about receiving a pretty substantial bonus from the company. So I messaged her. The next day we talked, and I signed up that night. I literally hit the ground running. I knew that this is what, like, I needed this so that I didn't have to go back to work. My husband also works in the energy industry, and that's always on the verge of demise. So I want to be able to replace his income. So I made some pretty hefty goals when I started and said, you know, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go to the top of the company. I'm going to maximize and get the biggest paychecks I can. And we're going to do this thing. So that's exactly what I've been doing. I don't know, this month I'm working on, this month I will go diamond. I'm pushing for double diamond, but we'll see. And I've only been with the company since the middle of April. So just a lot of consistency and working really, really hard and closely with my team and being very passionate about it, not in a pushy way, like, you know, I need this money, just in a, hey, let's do this. We can do this. This is easy. The steps are easy. And that's what we focus on. That's what I focus on every single day.
That's awesome. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, Andrea was like, I'm going to be an ambassador diamond. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. Thanks, Andrea. I'm excited. I'm going to see Andrea and a couple of the other girls, Rob and a bunch of girls. We're going to be in Chicago next week, so I'm excited. So thank you so much. Now, the next beauty we're going to speak to is Leslie. Now, Leslie's another one I never knew before this business, and she's going to tell us a little bit story about her. And go ahead, my dear.
Hi, I'm Leslie. So I was that person, Tori can tell you, when she first joined to be a distributor, she had reached out to me, and I put it off and put it off and put it off. So after I was training one of my friends, Randy, at the gym, she was telling me, yeah, you know, she signed up for, you know, to be a distributor, and was telling me all about it. And I was like, you know, Tori was after me for so long, and I'm just not that person. I will not be the person that can sell this stuff. I'm not a salesperson. Every excuse you hear, I was that person. You know, I found an excuse for everything. Like, she would come at me with something, and I'd be like, well, sorry, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. I work constantly. So I finally, after going home really thinking about it, I said, you know what? I texted her that night and said, I'm going to join. I'm going to do it. So I joined June 2nd. And so I've been with the company almost 3.5 months, something like that. And literally, it's so amazing. I have a full-time job. I work Monday through Friday. And then I also, at the time, was training people at the gym. And every other weekend, I work at my family's restaurant when I don't have my kids. So I work 7 days a week. This month, I will be eliminating all of my side jobs.
Woo-hoo!
Meaning, I know, I'm so excited.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy.
Yes. So I will be home every single night and every single weekend. And that was my biggest goal. Like I said, I want to be Ruby. I'll make $500 a month. I don't really have to make any more than that. As long as I'm making $500 a month, I'll be okay. So I'm actually boxed for Emerald now. So now that I'm boxed for Emerald, I'm like, well, heck, if I can, you know, be Emerald, I can be Diamond. So now my goal is, once I hit Diamond, I am buying me a Tahoe. Like, no doubt about it. It's happening. I'm buying a Tahoe.
Yeah, Diamond's pretty life-changing.
Yes.
Doing
so
amazing.
Like every milestone, I just create a new goal. Like, this is what I'm going to do. When I go Emerald, I'm eliminating all of my side jobs. So now it's going to be, when I go Diamond, I'm getting that Tahoe, and it's going to have crazy rap lady all over it, because I can think it works for paying for it. So, my thing was I had to just stop being scared because I was so scared of rejection, and I get rejected all the time. I reach out to people, they never respond to me. And, I just don't let it bother me. I just keep trying, and, your rock stars will come out. Like, I have an amazing team, and we just keep welcoming new people. So, I'm very thankful that I have the team that I have, and I have like great uplines, of course. But my biggest advice is just stay motivated and stay consistent, because if you're not consistent, people are going to go to someone who is, and whenever I had the chance to go to Atlanta this past weekend for the training, and the best thing that Joel Dunn said was, you are worthy of absolutely everything, and just don't ever forget that. Like, you deserve the best. And so that's just what I keep telling myself, to where I just keep trying to be better.
That's awesome. And it's funny, the people that don't respond to you, they're watching you. They're just not ready. They're scared. They don't know. I've had so many people join as customers or distributors, and it's just, I watched someone for a year. I just wasn't ready. I just kept watching, and then I was ready, so I never take it personally. If someone says no to me or doesn't respond, you know what? They do come around. Like, they do come around. So that's awesome, Leslie. Thank you so much. Now, there were a couple other girls. Whitney, are you there at all, hon? I wasn't sure if she was there or not. I know she was maybe busy with her kids. But I'm just going to see. So we chatted with a bunch of our leaders. Our team is like just packed full of leaders, but I basically just wanted to introduce a bunch of amazing ladies right now. We have some amazing men on our team too. A lot of spouses are involved too, which I love so much. My husband helps me a lot on the outside, organizing my home and my life and everything. And he's actually stopping work, which is pretty exciting. You guys, sorry, when I started in the beginning, I think I was a little nervous and excited when I first started our meeting, but you know what? This has truly changed our lives. I can't believe we are completely debt free except for our home. We are looking at dream homes. I didn't finish my business degree. I worked at a job that I enjoyed, but I was sick and tired of working for someone else and making their dreams come true. Now I earn what would have taken me 6.5, almost 7 years at my old job. And I work from home. I have my daughter. We're dreaming bigger than ever. We're dreaming bigger for our team. Like, I've had people quit. I've had people who start up, and after a month they're expecting, big things to happen, and they're not truly giving this business a shot. This opportunity is truly life-changing. I'm a multiple six-figure earner now, and now I'm looking at all these faces, and all of these ladies will be as well. It took just over a year for that to happen. And, it's crazy what this business will do. From wanting to use the product, share them, help other people. But the biggest thing is just helping other families and having their dreams come true. Like, hearing the girls, hearing their whys, hearing their stories, hearing the girls cry. Oh my gosh, we've cried together. We've laughed together. We've, vented to each other about our spouse or our children or anything that's going on in our life. And this team is truly very special. I'm very, very grateful for this entire team. I'm not an overly religious person, which I'm very happy for people that are, but this business has been the biggest blessing, and someone up there is looking out for me because I was searching for more. I was lost. I knew I was so deserving of more. I knew I loved helping people. I knew people liked me, but I was really hurting inside. I needed more for our family, and money is definitely not everything, but, having the freedom, to help people and, give back and do more and, just have big dreams instead of waking up every day and just waiting for Friday. We see how many people on social media are just miserable that it's Monday. I'm like, my Monday was great. I slept in. My daughter and I got up. I took her to preschool. I got her in preschool just because, she loves to play with other kids, and, I needed more time, because unfortunately, right after I started my business, I got a very bad head injury, and, you know, it didn't stop me. With this business, you truly realize what much of a fighter you are. You either quit after a month, or you keep going and fighting for your family. And I'm just so grateful for this team. And I mean, there's hundreds of us now. We have reached almost 2,000 customers, almost 700 new customers just in the last couple months. So, and another great thing that I really love, and then I'll finish up here quickly, is that so many of our customers turn into distributors, which I love, because they join the team. I mean, you know, use the products, help others, share the opportunity, and get paid to do it. So, I mean, whether you're doing it to make, you know, a couple $100 extra a month, whether you're doing it to make 500 or 5 figures a month, our opportunity, our compensation plan is incredible. And I'm super grateful for all of you, and I'm so glad that we got to do this tonight. I think I just rushed through the beginning there, and I didn't say a little bit more about myself. So I want to thank you guys all so much for coming on here tonight. There's a lot more other leaders that weren't able to make it tonight. A lot of them are all, another thing I'd like to add, we're all over, like I'm looking at girls in Canada, US, we're over in, you know, we have some girls in Sweden, Australia, England, all over the States. I have someone, I will saw. And you know what, our team in the last couple of days, you guys, we've welcomed over 25 new distributors. So it's crazy. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to record this, of course, which it already is recording, and I will have it up and we can share it with everybody. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, guys.
Bye.